Hello and welcome to our 11th episode of Think Abundance. Here I am, Samir Machwe. I am a wealth coach and a financial mentor, and today I happen to be in Goa. I am at this Lalit Spa and Golf Resort, a very awesome property, and it is my privilege to shoot this video for all of you. So, welcome to the series Think Abundance, and as you know, we talk about any subject, any book, any thought, any concept that is going to forward us in life and increase our experience of abundance. And here we are today, and today's topic is very, very interesting, and it is whether you should buy your own house or you should stay in a rented one. For all of us Indians, this is a very overwhelming conversation, because for most of us, buying our own house is related to our status. It also means that somebody who has his own house, the socially he is viewed as being settled in life. Now for us Indians, being settled is a very big thing, right? So that is the reason why we tend to buy a house. Now the real conversation here is, should you buy one or should you stay in a rented house? So I've already made a very, very detailed video on this subject, showing some calculations in all that, and in today's video we are not going to do that. If you want a detailed analysis of this issue with respect to numbers, I would recommend you go back and see that video. I will share the link here in the video as well as in the description below, right? So back to today's subject, that whether you should rent a house or whether you should buy your own. Now first I would like to clear a myth that most of us carry in our mind about our own house. Most, I would say 85 to 90% of the population buy their house on loan. Most of the time they will have 5 to 10% of the capital, and rest of the thing they would borrow from the bank. That is the reality, ground reality for most of us, right? Now suppose right now I am living in a rented house, which of course is emotionally very difficult for us Indians, but consider that I am living in a house and it is owned by some person X, and he charges me around say 15,000 rupees rent on that house, and I want to buy the house. Now if I am paying a 15,000 rupee rent, by calculation the house must cost around 60 to 65 lakhs in if I wanted to buy it on my own, right? Because the rental yield in India is around 3%. So if I went to the bank and I borrowed the money, suppose I have 5 or 10 lakh rupees and the rest 55 lakhs I borrow from the bank, then what I am doing here is that I am changing the owner of the house from that person, Mr. X, to some bank, say HDFC Bank. I take a loan from the HDFC Bank. So now I have a new owner of the house. But internally, in my head, in my brain, I don't believe now that I have an owner of the house. I think it is my own house. But if I miss, say, 2-3 EMIs, immediately I will come to know who is the owner of the house. So most people fall into this trap of thinking that they own a house which is on loan. So here I want to make this myth clear, that you don't own the house if it is on loan. Unless the last EMI is paid off, you don't own the house. Because try to miss few EMIs and you will know who is the owner of the house. So first thing, you don't own the house which is on loan. Second thing is, if I am charged 15,000 as a rent, typically by an individual owner, I will be charged 3 times as much, minimum 3 times as much by an institution, by a bank. So if I borrow 50 lakhs, then my rent from 15,000 directly goes to around 45 or 50,000 rupees a month, so that I have increased the rent of my house necessarily, technically, and I am now paying 45 or 50,000 rupees per month for a house which I don't own. I will own it, but after my loan is over, right? So this is myth number 1. you think, you may think that you own the house, but the reality is you don't own the house. First thing. So, buying a house on loan doesn't mean you own the house. You only change the owner of the house, and for that, you easily pay 3 times the rent and still don't own the house for next 15, 20 or 30 years, whatever may be the tenure of the loan. Now, how does that situation look? It doesn't look good, right? So, on this point, for me at least, logically, financially, it doesn't make any sense to buy a house on loan. That doesn't mean you should never buy a house, by the way. We'll come to that. Second thing, now most people give a counter logic to this, that the prices of a house go up over a period of time. How much? Most people don't do the calculation. They just have some fair idea, some rough estimate of how much do the houses rise in price over a period of time. Now, there is a very good distinction that Robert Kiyosaki gives in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is a distinction of fact and opinion. Most of us have opinions that prices go up drastically. You will not be able to afford the house if you don't buy it today. 10 years down the line, you may not be able to afford it, and all that stuff. These are mere opinions. The fact is, now how do I know this is a fact? Because I analyze data for my clients. I have data that tells me for more than 1500 to 2000 clients, out of that maybe 1000 people own their own houses, which tells me that property prices are rising at currently 5 to 6% at the best. So not a very good price rise, I would say. So if you now imagine logically, how logical is it to buy a house, put your money into that, big money, and let it grow at 5 or 6%. Instead of that, I would have an alternative. I put the same money into an asset which is appreciating at say 12%, right? Which is twice as much as the house appreciates. So, and there are many assets that do that for me. 12% is not a big appreciation, at least in the Indian economy. Right now, if I am able to achieve that 12%, for me, it's like my asset is working at twice the rate than my house would work. So it will make much more sense to put my money in the house, in the asset instead of the house, and keep it, let it grow over a period of say 15-20 years. That way it is doubling at the rate at which the house would have increased in price, and now at the end of say 15 or 20 years, by the time I would have paid off the loan, I am left with twice as much money than the old house. So I am able to buy the house after 15 years, the same house which I was planning to buy, plus I will have a lot of cash jingling in my pocket by the end of that. Now, to understand these calculations in detail up to the last decimal, you will need to watch the other video that I have made earlier. It is called Own House or Financial Suicide, right? So although for Indians, for all of us, it makes a lot of emotional sense to buy our own house, when you put down the numbers, when you do the calculation, and when you are merciless about it, right to the penny, when you really focus on the financial logic, then according to me, there is no point in buying a house on loan, right? So unless you have a very strong reason why you should be buying a house on loan, no logic, no financial logic at least, tells me that it makes sense to buy a house on loan. I would rather be well off doing that, staying in a rental house and buying a house later on. Now, one more observation I would like to make here. How much impact or how much conditioning has been gone in our brain about this subject of house. I will just give you an idea about that. I have seen many people who come to me for their investments and they do a lot of monthly investments. Typically, a majority of them invest through mutual funds and through SIP route. And sometime in the future, they will go out and buy their own house. And that is the time they would stop their SIPs completely. Right? So, because they give the first priority not to investing but to owning a house. This is how difficult this conditioning is, how deep rooted this conditioning is in our brain, that we need to have our own house in preference to investing our money in the assets, which would eventually put extra cash flow in our pockets. Most Indians are not oriented to that. So according to me, if you are a person who has just begun earning, if you're a person who is looking to buy a house because loans are easily available, you are having a good amount of earning and any bank would be happy to lend you, my advice to you is stop, rethink, do the calculation, and then take the decision. Don't take the decision emotionally. If you take the decision based on calculation, your decision might change. My advice is, in the first 10 years of your career, or say 15 years of your career, don't do any major expenses, especially on the items that don't bring you more money. Things like your house, your car, these are the things which are liabilities. They don't bring more money to you. In the first 10 or 15 years, if you put assets, if you put your money into assets, those assets over a period of time will bring a lot of cash flow in your pocket, and that is the time you must be doing those expenses. That is the right way to deal with your financial life. With that, this is the end of the video today, because the detailed video, as I have told earlier, I am already sharing. Please do watch that video and understand the calculation and logic. That's all for now. If you like this video, if you are finding value in this series, please do subscribe to my channel. This is Samir Machwe calling off from the Lalit Golf and Spa Resort in Goa. Bye bye, take care, have an abundant life.